Hey guys, today we have another video. Today we're talking about law number 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Let me explain this in a way where it's easier for you guys. Is people usually have their guard up. Everyone is suspicious of others, especially in competitive environments like work, school, or even friendships. But if you're honest at the right time or do something genuinely generous when people least expect it, it makes them feel safe with you. When you surprise someone with honesty or kindness, especially when they're not used to it, they'll lower their guard down. They'll start to trust you, sometimes even when they shouldn't. That's why this law is all about using small moments of honesty and generosity to gain someone's trust so you can influence them later. So let's get right into it. Yo, master. It's a little bit hot here in the car, but let's keep it going. So here are a couple examples. In school, if someone thinks you're always trying to outdo them or compete, but then you compliment them or help them study, they'll stop seeing you as a threat. Often in school, when you try to be the best at everything, they see you as a threat. And I think that's with anywhere, with work, friendships. If you're always outshining other people tend to get jealous very, very quickly. So it's important when you see competition that you compliment them so that they drop their guard. Because usually if you're the person that's outshining them, they usually won't come up to you. They usually will just pat themselves in the back and they'll say, I'm the greatest, being prideful and stuff like that. But in this law, it's emphasizing the fact of you encouraging them and saying that they're doing the great work and that they're doing awesome and they don't need to change anything. That's how you keep their guard down. All right, so now at work. At work, if your boss or coworker thinks you're the only looking out for yourself, but then you go out of your way to help them finish a task, they'll trust you more. It might open up opportunities to you. In work environments, specifically like McDonald's, you are required to help other people. But if you see this law and you're a mechanic, for an example, it's not your job necessarily to help other people often, but if other people see you helping them very, very often, to get them ahead versus getting yourself ahead, it motivates them and encourages them and it makes them drop their guard down. And they're more willing to help you if you help them first. So that's why I like this law a lot about being honest and using it in your favor to get what you want. Because in reality in life is that people are self-centered, they're self-focused, and they don't think about other people. But if you're the person that's stepping out of your comfort zone, looking out for other people, encouraging them, motivating them, and being honest and truthful, it will open so many opportunities for you in the workplace you wouldn't even know. All right, now in relationships. In relationship, if someone feels unsure about you, but you suddenly admit a personal weakness or open up with honesty, it can create emotional closeness. People respect vulnerable people when it feels real. That's kind of a little bit self-explanatory, but let's go a little bit into deeper with that. When you get into a relationship, not only with friends, but with an actual partner, emotional vulnerability is important. This is how you make a relationship move quicker and faster. This is how you make a relationship more trustworthy, make a relationship more passionate, because emotions are very personal. Whether if it's the emotion of expressing anger and throwing things, or an emotion of expressing sadness and crying in front of them. Emotional vulnerability, especially as guys, when women see this, it makes them open up to you a lot quicker. It makes them trust you a lot better because you're being honest and truthful about your own emotions. Now, if you're cold all the time, if you're angry all the time, sad all the time, if you have this thing of leaning back and forth aggressively, it can get really annoying and you can scare people. But emotional vulnerability is meaning at the right moment, at the right time where it's required you to express those.
I still love you.
Warning, I have to make this in the middle of the video because I want to amplify on this. This law can be used for manipulation. Let me explain. And that's how Green frames it. But just because it can be used that way doesn't mean you have to be shady about this. Think of it like a power tool. You can use it to build or destroy. Use honesty and generosity genuinely and strategically, not to trick people, but to build trust, stand out from fake people, and get ahead without stepping on other people's toes. Emphasis on that.
Shit.
Help me.
So how do you use this law at school? Admit you forgot to study for a test when everyone's pretending that they did. Obviously, they're being liars. People will see your honesty and relate. Number 2, share your notes with classmates who usually compete with you. It softens tension and may build unexpected trust. Number 3, help a struggling student without expecting anything back. They'll likely have your back later when you need help. Like I was explaining before, if you're helping other people and you're putting into their pot, they're more than willing to take out of their own pot to help you out too. In this law, it's about emphasizing the fact of scratching your back and you got mine. And that's what I love about this law. It's really, really good. And I think number 3, helping a struggling student without expecting anything in return is a good way to move forward in this life and succeed. And then the last 2 for school are compliment classmates' presentation sincerely. And the number 5 is apologize if you mess up in a group project instead of blaming others. It earns respect and can improve your reputation. And I can agree with that for sure. When it comes to apologizing and being upfront with people and being honest, it earns you respect. People don't want to see you blame other people for your accidents or blame other occasions, other situations for the stuff that's going on in your life. They want to see somebody that takes action and executes. That's the most important thing about this law. Apologize, move forward, and fix it. Now at work, again, these are going to be a little bit different. Bring in snacks or coffee randomly. People associate generosity with likability and they'll soften towards you. As a good example of this, I remember bringing in small lollipops. I forget what they're called. I think they're called like pop lollipops or something like that. They're really small. I think Dum Dums. There we go. That's the name. And I would do that every now and then because I would have the extra money. Over time, people tend to open up to you because of the fact that you're being generous, but in ways where they don't find it common. Like people can be generous by you did this for me, so I'm going to do that for you. But just general open generosity of just doing stuff for me when I did nothing for you it gets people dazed and confused. And it leans them more on the softer side of likability versus the I'm going to question it and really watch out for this guy, if that makes any sense. But that's a good one. That's a really good one. And then the last one for work is going to have to be honest about the things you don't know. The things that you don't know, you want to be honest and open about it because it leaves room for improvement for you to become a better mechanic, a better artist, a better photographer. But if you can't open up about these things and you're stern and you're stubborn, people aren't going to like you. They're going to think that, oh, this guy thinks he's a know-it-all and he can do whatever he wants. And you're not going to have that open circle. But if you're open to learning, more people who have the experience in the field, more than you do, will come in. And I've seen this personally in my life when it came to investing, when it came to saving, when it came to learning about the Bible. Those people came in because I was humble enough to say, I don't know everything, so I need to get people who do know about these things more than I do. And those people flew in. But you need to be humble and honest. Set your ego aside and open up to your flaws. That's going to be it for today's video. Those are all the notes that I took. Let me know what you guys think about Law 12. And that law was... And that law was use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victims. Let me know what you guys think below about this series. I think it's been going really well. I've been learning a lot. And I know I say that in all my videos, but it's really, really true. Drop a comment below what you guys think about this law. That's going to be it for today's video. I am sweating in my car. It is hot in Connecticut. And I love you guys, and God loves you too. Peace out.